The top 5 foods that causes belly fat to accumulate. Belly fat forms when your liver contains too much fat and there is not enough room, so it starts to spill over and wrap itself around your organs. This is what we call visceral fat, which can be very dangerous because it obstructs the function of your organs like your heart, your pancreas, intestines and your gallbladder. The more belly fat you have, the higher the risk of developing high blood pressure, diabetes, heart diseases, circulation problems, and also swelling throughout your body. Visceral fat beneath your belly is also biologically active, which releases cytokines that causes inflammation. This damages the cells in your body, causing insulin resistance, making it harder to lose weight in the future. Belly fat is usually caused by a high-carb diet, where you are eating too many foods that contain sugar, starch, or fructose. It can also be triggered by inflammatory foods that damage the liver, causing spillover of the fat, and also by release of high levels of stress hormone called cortisol, which produces more visceral and subcutaneous fat around the belly. In this video, you'll learn about the worst 5 foods that causes visceral belly fat so that you can start cutting them out of your diet. I'll also explain how stress causes belly fat and steps you can take to fix it. Just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only, so do speak to your doctor if you have any medical concerns. The first item on my list is trans fats. Trans fats are formed through an industrial process in which hydrogen is added to vegetable oil, and that's why it is also called hydrogenated oils. And some of the most damaging foods that causes a buildup of belly fat are hydrogenated oils like soybean oil, corn, canola, cottonseed, sunflower oils, etc. These cheap and inexpensive fats are often used to cook fast foods, takeout meals, and they are also in 80% of the packaged foods found in supermarkets. These oils are also rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which raises inflammation throughout your body, causing a buildup of fat in your liver, which then spills over into your belly. So you should start avoiding these junk foods and cook your own healthy meals at home. I recommend you to use cold-pressed healthy oils like avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and grass-fed butter. The second food to avoid is grains and flour. Starchy foods like bread, cereals, biscuits, pasta, crackers, pastries, and donuts are all loaded with refined carbohydrates. As they are high on glycemic index, they quickly turn into sugar called glucose in your blood. Now, as you have too much sugar in your body, this extra sugar is then converted into fat and stored in your fat cells. Also, I can say visceral fat, which is beneath your belly. Even whole grains have this effect. Whole grains also contain phytic acid, which can block your body's ability to absorb minerals like zinc, magnesium, and calcium. So if you want to lose belly fat, I recommend following a low-carb plan such as keto, as this will help you lower the blood sugar so that you can burn through your fat stores for energy. Number 3 may surprise you. It's fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar found in fruits. It's a 50% of table sugar. The problem is that your cells do not use fructose as energy like they would regular glucose. The fructose is directly broken down into your liver, as 80% of packaged foods contain HFCS, which is high fructose corn syrup. This overwhelms your liver and causes a buildup of visceral fat, liver damage, and insulin resistance. Fructose actually has the same damage effect on your liver as alcohol, as it's metabolized the same way. If you start checking labels, you will find fructose in soda drinks, fruit juices, jams, syrups, sweets, and all kinds of junk foods. HFCS is also made from genetically modified corn, which is sprayed with chemical herbicides, so it also has harmful chemicals that further damage your liver, which leads to belly fat. You should avoid these foods and switch to snacks that contain healthy sweeteners and alternatives. If you are finding this information helpful, please tap the like, subscribe, and turn all notifications on to stay updated for my latest health and nutrition tips. Now coming back to point number 4, which is soda drinks, both regular and diet. I always mentioned in my videos that soda drinks are sweetened with both glucose and fructose, which turns into fat around your stomach. But even the diet drinks cause you to accumulate fat indirectly, as they contain artificial sweeteners. The artificial sweeteners have been shown to kill friendly microbes that live in your gut. This causes liver damage, weight gain, depression, and anxiety. Cut out the soda drinks and switch to healthy alternatives. Last but not the least, let's talk about alcoholic drinks. If you drink alcohol on a regular basis, you are far more likely to develop both visceral and subcutaneous fat around your belly. Alcohol puts a very heavy burden on your liver. As it's a solvent, the liver has to break it down into small particles in order to detoxify it. Over time, this strain damages the hepatocytes, which are your liver cells, which causes inflammation and lowers your body's ability to metabolize fat and sugar properly. This causes fatty liver disease, and fat starts to build up inside the organ until there is no longer any space. So it starts to spill over to the spaces between your organs, pushing your belly outward. If you do have a protruding belly, you should definitely clean up your diet, as this massively raises the risk of diabetes, heart attacks, and liver cancer later in life. How stress causes belly fat? Now that you are aware of foods that you should be avoiding if you want to burn or prevent belly fat, it's important to understand how stress can also be triggered the accumulation of belly fat. When you are anxious, stressed, or fearful, your glands release a hormone called cortisol, which is the stress hormone. This quickly turns proteins in your body into sugar so that you can have a burst of energy to run away or fight in an emergency situation. For example, over time, if you stay stressed and you keep producing cortisol, your body continues to raise the sugar in your blood. This triggers another hormone called insulin, which goes in to remove the excess sugar and turns it into belly fat, which tends to accumulate around the stomach. So if you are eating well and you are still not losing weight, you'll need to find ways to turn off cortisol and reduces the stressful situations in your life. I recommend walking in nature for at least 45 minutes every day with fresh air and sunshine. This helps to calm down your nervous system and turns off this fight or flight response that is making you gain weight. Studies also show that listening to slow and calm music that has around 60 beats per minute has a relaxing effect on the body, helping to ease stress and lower cortisol. Finally, getting at least 8 hours of sleep is undoubtedly the best way to manage stress, as your hormones tend to rebalance and reset during sleep. Sleeping more also helps to raise glucagon, the hormone that helps you burn more fat. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and as always, I wish you great health, wealth and happiness. Take care of yourself and bye-bye.